Hello everyone and welcome to the third match of this best of 5 series here for the GLHF.it tournament. Once again, this is Shicky StarCraft bringing you the cast. The third game here is going to be on Lost Temple, and this is brought to you by goodtogame.com. We are sponsored by Logitech, so check out their products, guys. I would appreciate it. I use the G35 headset, and actually now that I think about it, I use keyboard, mouse, and speakers and headset of Logitech's, and this was before their sponsorship. So, anyways, we are going to have a cross spawn here on Lost Temple between the two players. We've got the red Protoss, WhiteRA, Grand Patos, spawning at the 9 o'clock position, and we've got liquid TLO. And once again, guys, I'm colorblind, so if I commentate this wrong for color, don't get mad at me. I'm not sure if this is pink or if it's teal. It's, I'm going to say pink. So we've got the pink Zerg here, TLO spawning at the 3 o'clock position. Double extractor trick coming in for him as well. That we've seen all 3 games. I should say 2 games because the other game didn't count. But both games before this, he did do the double extractor trick and then a 12 spawning pool. So maybe we'll have to see if that comes into play again. And we've got a 9 pylon down here for WhiteRA, and a early gateway. It looks to be around a 10 gateway to block off his natural. And we've got an overlord of TLOs here up scouting the 12 o'clock as well as WhiteRA's probe. So PvZ here on Lost Temple, it can be very interesting. I actually find that the map spawning positions really denotes what gameplay will be played by both players. If the spawning locations are, you know, here and here, the rush distance is very close from choke point to choke point. So I find a lot of Zerg players will get the creep highway going very fast off of fast expansion, and they will just put early pressure with Zerglings and Roaches on the Protoss player, or actually it's on Terran players as well. But against Protoss, we'll have to see what happens. So TLO trying to be a little bit of a menace, taking out this pylon, but he gets the shields off a little bit, but they regenerate so fast in StarCraft 2. Once they're out of combat, of course, the shields just regenerate so fast. And now above 2,700 viewers, guys. Awesome. That is just great. So yeah, the GLHF.it finals getting lots of publicity here. It's an awesome matchup between TLO and WhiteRA. And we've got our first Zerglings coming out for TLO. Looks to be about 6 of them, and 2 are chasing down a probe. The probe is very low on health, but his shields are still up there. And we've got a Chrono Boost coming down now from WhiteRA on his gateway, trying to get a 3rd Zealot out to fend off these Zerglings. 6 Zerglings here able to get in the base, probably going to go try to harass some of these probes. And we've got a drone in here as well, trying to get some of his sliding action onto the probes. Of course, it's kind of interesting how they kind of moonwalk. I think they do hover technically. But anyways, Zerglings here taking out, I don't see any probe remains, so maybe they didn't lose any. No, he did lose a few probes, of course, but at the same time, 5 Zerglings were lost, so not really sure how I feel about that. He did manage to salvage that drone, and that drone will regenerate HP as well. So both expansions and their naturals coming up for both players. And WhiteRA getting his 2nd gateway. And I'm actually surprised by this, but for WhiteRA in the games that I have seen in this tournament here, he has not been doing an early cybernetics core at all. I'm not sure if this is because he knows TLO would be able to fend against it, or would be able to do a timing push against it. I'm not really sure, but going this double gateway and fast expanding is really causing TLO to play more of a mid and late game than an early game. Of course, that does make games a lot longer and more enjoyable for you viewers, so I can't complain about that at all. Gas is up, and he also has his Roach Warrens. So, as I did mention, Roaches and Lings, early aggression with creep highways. It's normal between these two bases, but cross spawns, Zerg players tend to go for Muta Ling. Mutas are very, very good on this map. And it looks like this engagement here, 5 Zealots here in the base, able to take out one of these queens, and wow, all those Zerglings did go down. I don't know how that happened. TLO, I thought, had way more than enough Zerglings to handle this, but now getting out a combination of Zerglings and Roaches. 2 Roaches out on the field, able to clean up these the rest of these Zealots here with this queen. And I believe he's only got 1 queen out in the field now. Yes, just the 1 queen, and he is producing his second one again, back at his main base. And with that gas, he's still just producing Roaches. No metabolic boost yet. Maybe we will see that now. He's got 100 gas. I'm not sure if we're going to see Lair upgrade. Yes, we are seeing Lair coming in actually at his natural. And 2 Stalkers now coming out for WhiteRA, able to push back these Zerglings and Roaches. WhiteRA putting a cannon down behind his gateways as well, still leaving enough room for his units to get through. Some good SimCity by WhiteRA. Of course, this will help him prevent units from getting a surround, so he can put his units here or here, and then, you know, the Zerglings can only get a, half a surround on the units. So very good SimCity in his natural by WhiteRA. The lair is about 75% of the way done. Second queen is up, still producing creep tumors, so getting that creep highway out as fast as possible. Of course, once the lair tech is finished, he'll be able to spawn creep with his overlords and get out all of the creep a lot faster. Alright, so yeah, more lings, and we are now researching metabolic boost and burrow. So the first thing that was researched by TLO once his lair was finished was the burrow. Anyways, 4 Stalkers here for WhiteRA, trying to put some pressure on, almost taking out that Overlord, but the Zerglings and Roaches were able to push them back a little bit. And I don't see any big tech coming in for Protoss now. WhiteRA is just continuing to try to take out some of these Overlords. He is going to get a kill on that one and this one. That is going to very harshly supply block TLO, getting another Overlord out, but he's going to need 2. And he's actually got 3 in production, so he should be okay. And what have we got here? We've got some aggression coming out from the Lings. Metabolic boost should